Dear students of class 10, this is Mohammed Sultan Aki, senior lecturer of Milestone College, Department of Biology. I will discuss chapter 4. The name of this chapter is bioenergetics, and my topic is photosynthesis. Okay. First of all, what is bioenergetics or bioenergy? The basic mechanism of production and utilization of energy is known as bioenergy. Okay, all of you know that the main source of energy is sun. The solar energy is transferred into chemical energy by the process of photosynthesis. In this chapter, bioenergy that is related to the plants, the basic mechanism of the production of energy in the plants. Okay, there are some substances that stores energy in the plant body. These are known as ATP, ADP and AMP. Okay, the basic unit of energy is adenosine or adenine. Actually, it is known as adenine. Okay, adenine when combined with, it is a nitrogen base, and when it combined with the nitrogen base, it will produce, it is known as adenosine. Okay, adenosine when combined with or carry one phosphate that is known as AMP, that means adenosine monophosphate. And when three phosphate combined with adenosine, that is known as ATP. Okay, these are generally known as AMP, ADP and ATP. Okay, all these are the energy storing substances. The energy, solar energy, is combined or transformed into chemical energy, as I have told you earlier. The main process or the process through which this ATP is produced by combining inorganic phosphate with ADP, that is called photophosphorylation. Okay, but before photophosphorylation, I would like to inform you about the two topics, that is phosphorylation and dephosphorylation. The process through which energy is captured, is stored, or ATP is formed, or the inorganic phosphate is added with any substance such as ADP, that is known as phosphorylation. And in reverse reaction, when a inorganic phosphate is removed from the ATP or any substance, that is called dephosphorylation. For example, if we say that ADP is combined with inorganic phosphate, that it will produce ATP. It is known as phosphorylation generally. And if if inorganic phosphate is released from this ATP, it will again transform into ADP. This reverse reaction is known as dephosphorylation. This reaction is also known as photophosphorylation when it takes place in presence of sunlight. This ATP is also known as the biological coil. Why it is known as biological coil? Because in case of the production or in case of storing energy, ATP plays a very important role, because ATP can store energy. That is why, and in necessity, when the plants or other animals require energy, ATP is broken down and it supplies energy to the living organism. Yes, that is why this ATP is known as biological coil or energy coil. Okay, first of all, we have learned what is biology, what is bioenergy, then phosphorylation, dephosphorylation, photophosphorylation, and finally biological coil. All these are from the introduction of this chapter. Now, our main topic is photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? Photosynthesis is a biochemical process through which green plants produce their food, that is carbohydrate types of food. There are four things required, that is required for the production of the carbohydrate. One is carbon dioxide, the second thing is water, the third and the other two things is light and chlorophyll. Light and chlorophyll here plays a role in as the catalyst. Okay, this light and chlorophyll plays role as like catalyst when the carbon dioxide is absorbed by the plant through the leaf or through the stomata of the leaf. Okay, there are some tiny pores in the leaf which are known as stomata. These are present at the upper and the lower surface of the leaves. Through these stomata, carbon dioxide enters from the air to the leaves stomata, through the stomata to the chloroplast of a leaf. And at the same time, the water is absorbed by the roots of the plants and it also reaches to the chloroplast. In presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, these two compounds undergoes chemical reaction and produce carbohydrate, water and oxygen. This water and the oxygen are known as byproducts. These two things are known as byproducts. Okay? Now, there are two important things. One is, in case of photosynthesis, it takes place both in terrestrial plants and in aquatic plants. Now, how it occurs in the aquatic plants? In case of terrestrial plant, the amount of carbon dioxide in the environment is 0.03%. And in case of aquatic plants, it is 0.3%. As the amount of carbon dioxide in the aquatic water is higher. Why it is higher? Because it is dissolved, it remains dissolved in the water. That is why the amount of carbon dioxide is higher in the aquatic plants and they get more carbon dioxide. So the rate of photosynthesis is higher in the aquatic plant than that of the terrestrial plant. Another important thing is that the process photosynthesis is also known as oxidation reduction process. Why it is known as oxidation reduction process? It is known as oxidation reduction process because in this process water is oxidized and carbon dioxide is reduced. Hence, carbon dioxide is reduced and water is oxidized. That is why this process is also known as oxidation reduction reaction. Okay? This photosynthesis, this is a biochemical process. Why? Because the chemical reaction is taking place in the body of the living organism. That's why we can say the biochemical process. Through this process, carbohydrate is mainly synthesized. Okay, this process is divided into two phases. Blackman in 1905, the physiologist named Blackman, he divided this process into two phases. One is light dependent phase. Another is light independent phase. Today I will discuss the light dependent phase elaborately. Okay? In case of light dependent phase, the name of this phase is light dependent. Why? Because light is required for this phase. That's why it is known as light dependent phase. In this light dependent phase, why it is known as light dependent phase? In this phase, light is essential. That's why actually it is known as light dependent phase. Because for this phase, light is essential. Okay? Most of the students told me that we can't memorize this topic because this part of our book because it seems very complicated to them. Okay, they don't want to memorize this light dependent phase. I make a flowchart and I think it will be helpful to those students who don't want to memorize this thing. Okay, First of all, light is essential for this phase. In this phase, solar energy is transformed into chemical energy. In this phase, ATP and NADPH2 is produced with the help of this energy. How? The chlorophyll absorbs photon from the sunlight. Okay, the photon that photon contains energy. By using that energy, chlorophyll helps to produce ATP. This process through which ATP is produced, that is called photophosphorylation. How this ATP is formed? When the chlorophyll absorbs the energy, by using that energy, ADP, that is adenosine diphosphate, it combines with inorganic phosphate and produce ATP. Hence, it takes place, or it is produced in presence of sunlight. That is why it is also known as photophosphorylation. I have given this flowchart through which you can memorize this easily. Light is essential, solar energy is transferred into chemical energy, ATP and NADPH2 is produced, chlorophyll obtained energy from the sunlight. Okay, then this process is known as photophosphorylation. Then what happened in the next phases? In the next phases, the water that is found here, the water is broken down and in presence of light and produce hydrogen, electron and oxygen. This oxygen is producing here and it is coming out from the leaf through the stomata and is releasing in the environment. Thus, oxygen is produced by the process of photosynthesis. Now, what happened with hydrogen and electron? This hydrogen and electron is combined with NADP. Actually, NADP is reduced with the help of this hydrogen and electron, and it produced NADPH2. Okay, as I have told you earlier that ATP and NADP is produced in this phase. So ATP is produced by the process of photophosphorylation, then photolysis of water occurs, and finally ATP NADPH2 is produced. At the end of this stage, ATP and NADPH2 is produced. That is why the process through which this ATP and NADPH2 is produced in the plant is known as assimilatory power. Okay, so if you want to sum up the description of this light dependent phase, you will find that light is essential for this phase. In second phase, solar energy is transformed into chemical energy. Then ATP and NADPH2 is produced. How it is produced? Chlorophyll obtained energy from the photon of the sunlight. By using that energy, ATP is produced in presence of sunlight, which is known as photophosphorylation. Then photolysis of water, by the process through which in presence of light and chlorophyll the water is broken down and release hydrogen, electron and oxygen is called photolysis of water. And finally, the process through which ATP and NADPH2 is produced is known as assimilatory power. That's all for light dependent phase. So from today's topic or lecture, I can sum up all the topics in different questions for your exam. First of all, knowledge-based question. If you have learned from this lecture that what is bioenergy, from phosphorylation, dephosphorylation, photophosphorylation, biological bind, photosynthesis. Moreover, I hope you have also learned photolysis of water and assimilatory power. These all are for knowledge-based question, that is for one-mark question. Okay. Now, you have also learned two comprehensive questions: why the rate of photosynthesis is higher in aquatic plants, and why photosynthesis is known as oxidation-reduction reaction. These are D-type questions, that is for 2 marks questions. Okay. Now, I will give you an question for C types or applied based question, which is from light dependent phase. Students, this is a sample question, one creative question from this chapter. Okay, here carbon dioxide, water produce X compound, that means the glucose, and water and oxygen in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. So the question, knowledge-based question of this chapter is, what is biological coil? It may be what is phosphorylation, dephosphorylation, or others. Okay. Second question, what does it mean by photosynthesis? In this case, though what is photosynthesis is for 1 mark questions or a knowledge-based question, you can write the answer of these types of questions. At first, you will define what is photosynthesis. Then we put an example after the definition, and you can write 2 or 3 lines or 1 or 2 lines just beneath the reaction, chemical reaction. Or you can just write down the definition and give the equation of photosynthesis. I think that will be more appropriate for 2 marks questions. Okay. Then explain the process of the production of energy which takes place in the above mentioned step. I have told you earlier that through this light dependent phase, energy is produced. That means ATP and NADPH2 is produced. These are the source of energy. So at first you will explain that, or you will write down in knowledge-based portion that the process through which energy is produced in the above mentioned process, that is light dependent phase. Then you will explain the light dependent phase. In these questions, it is written that explain the process of production of energy. So at first, you will you will write in your answer script that ATP is the source of, ATP is the substances. ATP is a substance which can store energy, and that is produced by the process of light dependent phase. And then you can write the light or describe the light dependent phase. And in the higher efficiency questions, they analyze the importance of the process for the survival of the living world as mentioned in the step. The above mentioned process is photosynthesis. At first you will write this line, that the knowledge-based portion of this answer. Then you will explain the importance of this process. I will explain it in the next class. Okay, today for our main topic was light dependent phase and photosynthesis. I think that's all for today.